Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Top Stitches. If this is your first time coming across us, you're highly welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Please do consider subscribing in case you're meeting us for the first time. Today we are going to be learning how to cut and sew a princess dart gown with this front design. If this is what you're looking to learn, please stick around. Let's get started. Alright, so this is the measurement we are going to be needing, and then the material we'll be using to make this gown. I'll keep that aside, and as you can see, I already have my vertical measurement drawn out. I have 9 inches my chest line, 10 inches my bust line, 17 inches is my waistline, my hip line are 25 inches, then the full length of this gown. I'll be needing 42, but I have 40 on this pattern paper. So the next thing I will be inputting now is that front design. I'll be using 2 inches. That's what you can see me marking now. You can use 1.5. Please don't use more than 2 inches or less than 1.5. So after this now, from that line, I'll be inputting all other measurements. I am inputting my half of my shoulder measurement right now, and I'm making a line there to form my armhole line. Then the next thing is to input my neckline. My neckline width, I'm using 3 inches for now, but I just decided to use 3.5 inches. That is what you can see me imputing now. 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and I'll use my curve rule to connect it. So connect yours like this, and after that, on my armhole line, I'll be coming down by 0.5 inches. I'll connect it to my neckline width. So the next thing now is to get what is left of my armhole line and divide it into 2. I'll place a mark there, and on that point I'll come in by 0.5 inches. This is to avoid excess bulge on that area. So I'll connect it like you can see me doing now, and then form my armhole curve. If you don't have a rule, it's okay, just use dotted lines, and at the end, if you like what you have, you can then connect it straight. So now I'll input half of my nipple to nipple measurement. Please always remember that all my measurements is going to be starting from that 2 inches. So input half of your nipple to nipple measurement all across, starting from my chest line. So do that. And now I'm trying to get my underbust, which is 14 inches. I'll make a mark there so that we'll be able to contour that area. So place a mark there, and on the part going towards the center, I will mark half of an inch. The part going towards the side, I'm marking 1.5 inches. Then on the bust line, I came down by half of an inch. So now I'll connect all those points like you can see me doing now. Connect with a curved rule like this for the part going towards the side, and for the part going towards the center, you can connect with a straight line. So now on my hip line, I'm coming up by 2 inches. I'll place a mark there, then I'll connect the 2 side dart lines to that point. So connect it like this and like this. Alright, so now that we have it, we are coming over to our armhole line. I'm just going to be placing my mark on 4 inches. That is what you can see me doing now, and then I'll connect from my chest line, from my bust line, to that point. And on my 4 inches mark, I'll be imputing half of an inch like you can see me doing now. Impute half of an inch, and then connect it also like this, like you can see me doing now. We are just forming that on that area. So now what you can see me doing is blending that part in so that it is not sharp. So blend yours in, and I'm going in now to take what I have on the longer dart leg and I'm placing it on the shorter dart leg like you can see me doing. This is so that when I'm joining it back after cutting on my pattern, it is the same thing. So on that line now, that is where my new armhole line is going to be starting from. So use a curve and form a new armhole line. So after this now, I'll be dividing my circumference measurement into 4 and placing it on the appropriate lines. The lines that have a dart, please do remember to replace your darts. On my underbust, as you can see, I'm replacing my darts right now. And on the waistline also, impute your circumference divided by 4 and replace your darts. Alright, so put all your circumference measurements all the way down. What you have on the hip, impute it at the hem. So connect them like you can see. Connect all the points like this all the way down. So now this is it. I've gone ahead to cut out the sides, and then I'm going in now to cut the center, my darts on the center. This is how you will cut it. Cut on the dart legs that you have. So remove the center front also. And this is it. This is what we will have at the front. I'll go cut and come back and show us. Alright, so this is all of it after tracing out on my fabric. So I added my joining allowance and I notched all the points, all the vertical points. I notched them on the fabric. So I'll keep this aside now. Let's draft the back block. So I already have all my vertical lines on the fabric, from my bust line to the chest line to the waistline, the hip, and then the full length of the dress. I have my zipper allowance also on the center back. I'm using 1/2 inch since I will not be turning with lining. Alright, what you can see me imputing now is half of my shoulder measurement. And remember, always start from your zipper allowance to impute all other allowance that you'll be placing on the vertical measurements that we have. Alright, go ahead and connect to form your armhole curve. And the next thing now is to impute my neck width and neck depth. For the neck width, I'm still using 3.5 inches, and for the depth, I'm using 1 inch for this back. So go ahead and connect. So now the next thing is to drop down by 0.75 inches, and I'm going in to divide what is left of that line, place a mark there, and for this back I'm only coming in by 0.25 inches. After that, I'll connect from my neckline width to the 0.75 inch that I made to form my shoulder slope, and then I'll connect the 0.25 inch that I came in like you can see me doing now, and finally form my armhole curve. So do that for yours, and this is it. So for this back also, I'll be using half of my nipple to nipple measurement all the way from my chest line down to the hem. So that is what I'm connecting now, and I will use my rule to form a straight line on that part, on all those my markings. So do that for yours, since the back is still going to be a princess dart. But on the waistline, I'm coming on the under bust, sorry, I'm coming in on both sides by 0.5 inches, and just like we did for the front, on my hip line I came up by 2 inches. So now I'm connecting those lines, like you can see, from my under bust to the 2 inches step up on my hip line. Connect it downwards, then upwards to my bust line. So connect yours, connect it like this to form a dart at that area. And then for the princess dart, I'm just going to place a mark on my 4 inches and connect it like you can see me doing. I'm not removing any allowance for this back, but I'm just giving it a princess dart theme. So connect yours like this. I'll be opening it up. So after that, I'll go in and impute my circumference measurement divided by 4 and add my necessary allowance. For this back, I'm going to be moving my tape rule from one dart leg to the other, and then I will impute my circumference measurement divided by 4, add my allowance. Do that also on the waistline. From my zipper allowance for this back, move from one dart leg to the other, impute your circumference measurement divided by 4, add your allowance. Do that all the way down. That is what you can see me doing now. Connect those lines, and the next thing now is to cut. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Cut out like you can see. So do that for yours. And then onto my princess dart, cut through like you can see. Open it up. So after this now, I'll be opening the center back for my zip. Alright, so this is it. I'll go ahead and notch all my vertical points on the material so that when I am joining, it is not a problem for me. So now I have the front bodice, the center front. Alright, so now I have this beautiful design on the center front, and for that 4 inches that I'll be having on the center front, I'll iron my hairstay on it so that it is stable enough for me to work with. Alright, so this is it after ironing my hairstay on it, and I'll go in and mark the 2 inches. Now is on fold, so it is 2 inches. I'll go ahead and mark the 2 inches that I have there all the way down. Mark it all the way down and go and sew. After sewing, this is what I will have. And then half of that 2 inches is 1 inch, right? I'll mark it on both sides. Just place your tape rule like you can see me doing and mark 1 inch. Mark it all the way down and on the other side also. So do that. Mark your 1 inch down, flip it to the other side and also mark 1 inch. This 1 inch will be my guide to go and iron. You know, iron 1 inch from one side and then the other 1 inch from the other side. So go and place it like you can see me doing now, and then iron it down. Iron with 1 inch. I'll come back and show us. So this is it after ironing. You see how the design is. So this is it. I'll just go ahead and trim out that excess in the neckline. So it is time to join. I have all my notches, so I'll just go ahead and align them and go and sew. So go ahead and align all your notches so that it will be easier for you, no excesses. Go ahead and align and pin, and then go and sew with the allowance that you added there. So I'll do that for both the front and the back block. So this is it after sewing, and I have the back also. This is the back block. I have it. So the next thing now is to cut my turn up, like what I'll be using to finish up the neck. You can pipe it, you can fold, but I want to be having a turn up there. So place a piece of fabric on the neckline and trace it out like you can see me doing now. So trace it like you can see. So for the inside, you can give it any shape you want. So this is me giving it the shape that I want it to be. So do that for the back also. Trace out your neckline. For this back, I have 2 of that material there for the 2 neck lines. So trace out, give it the shape that you want, and then it's time to pin and go and sew my neckline. So I'll go and sew and top stitch on the turn up that I have. So pin it, go to your sewing machine, sew, and please don't forget to notch before top stitching so that it is relaxed. So I'll go and do that, come back and show us what it looks like. Pin, place the right side facing the right side, go and sew and top stitch. Alright, so this is it after I am done doing that. I sewed right side facing right side and notched top stitch, and here I am. I'm placing the 2 back panel, the right side facing the right side, and what you can see me marking now is where I want my zip to be. From the center front neckline at the top, I mark where I want my zip to stop, and this is me going from the down part for my slit. So I'll go and close up the remaining part in between and attach my zip. I'll come back and show us what it looks like. Alright, so this is it after doing that. I've attached my zip, closed up, and then left where I want my slit to be. So the next thing now is to join it at the shoulder. Watch what I am doing. Place the right sides facing each other and use one of the turn ups and cover it like you can see me doing now, and then go and sew. I'll do that on the second part also. Come back and show us what it looks like. Alright, so this is it right here. We are almost coming to the end of this video. All what is left now is to shape your dress with your measurements. fix your sleeve, iron and weave all the parts that is needed to weave. So if at this point you haven't subscribed, please do that. Like and share my videos. It helps it to get to a larger audience. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.